Hello and welcome back for another video. And in this video, I want to show you how to take one piece of content and repurpose it really easily and really quickly and make the most out of it across multiple platforms with ease. So it's quite funny. It's taken me a while to do a tutorial video because I love doing tutorials, and it's a lot of what I do in my courses and group programs and things that I've created over the years. I do a lot of sharing the screen and taking you behind the scenes and showing you my processes and how I do things. But what I'm really wanting to do lately is actually put this stuff out publicly and to just share some of my stuff out there in the wider network so that I can help more people who maybe haven't had a taste of what it's like to be in my programs, but want to see what it's like to learn from me. And obviously, I'm not going to be putting everything out here because I do still have to keep some stuff for my inner circle and the people that invest and join my programs. But there's a lot of stuff that I would like to share and that I love talking about and that I can talk about over and over in different ways. And content is one of them. And if I can help some people simplify their content processes and find more ease and more flow in creating content, then that is something that I will be so happy to do. So yes, here is a tutorial video. I've been having so fun doing all the talking to camera, but this is my bread and butter. This is what I love doing. I love teaching. I love sharing. I love systemizing and showing you behind the scenes how I do things. So let's take a look at what I find a really easy way to create content. And it just removes a lot of the barriers and makes it easier to be seen in multiple places. Now, I do just want to put one prerequisite up there as well, is this isn't about like being everywhere and spreading ourselves really, really thin and trying to do more and overcomplicate things. It's about how do we just actually leverage what we're already creating and then put that in other places, but not making that be like this really stressful thing and not creating new things for every place. Like, how do we actually take one piece of content and make it go further? So that's the core of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you behind the scenes and just show you a glimpse into the kind of process I go through and what has become really easy for me to be able to create more content. So let's just share my screen. My vision board. So the way I do it, and obviously you're going to have a preference of the type of content that you feel comfortable creating or what comes most naturally and easily to you. And so you may not follow the exact process I'm going to map out for you right now and share with you, but you might find pieces in here that you can take and tweak and make your own. So personally, I am a writer. And something that has just completely changed the game for me this year has been switching back to basics and making Facebook my primary platform. So up until about 6 months ago, Instagram was still the platform that I was prioritizing. I was making that my primary place. And then what I was finding was I wasn't sharing a lot of content because it didn't fit within the parameters of Instagram. I typed too much and then it wouldn't fit in the templates. And I had to waste so much time putting it in templates. And then it was just actually becoming a block to me putting content out. And so what I decided to do earlier this year was I was just like, well, what if I just start typing into Facebook again? Like, I can type there and I can type as much as I want and maybe people will respond, maybe they won't, but at least that way it's getting out of me. Because what I used to do was just write all these notes in my phone and then be like, I'll come back to that later. I'll come back to that later. I'll put that in a template later, or I'll turn that into a reel later. And so I had all these ideas and all these notes and all of these content pieces that never saw the light of day. And I would get so annoyed with myself because by the time I would go down to sit to batch and create, I'd be like, I don't believe that anymore. I don't feel like that. That's not relevant anymore. And so I'd waste all of these opportunities to share content. And so what I started doing was just typing stuff in Facebook, and that's kind of like my morning ritual now. I do my journaling, I do my dancing, and then I type into Facebook, because usually once I've journaled, like whatever I've journaled on, there's something in there that's a theme that's relevant for me to talk about, that's related to my business or my message or my content in some way. And so I'll flesh that out and I'll put that on Facebook. And before I do anything else for the day, that I've at least got my content done. Like my one piece of connection with my audience is done every day after I journal. So that's the first step, is every morning, once I've had my me time, once I've got in my body and really connected with my message and what I'm here and what feels like the thing that wants to be shared today, I sit at Facebook and I type. Sometimes I'll be at a cafe. At the moment, I'm in Sicily and I love just being on my balcony, so I'm doing it from there. But it depends on the environment, but environment is also really important to me. So I find a place where I'm inspired and where I've got the time. I turn off my phone and distractions and I just write, and then I get out my phone and then I write into Facebook. And so that's the way I start. So I'll write things on Facebook, and that could be the end of a piece of content. It may not go beyond that. But some pieces of content, either I feel really deeply connected to the message, or it's getting a lot of traction and people are responding to it, and I'll go, okay, that's a good one. That's probably one that I'll take and put it somewhere else. And so the next thing I usually do is, if it's for Instagram, I'll just come and do something like this. Like, I've eliminated all barriers these days. I'm like, what's the easiest way to get my message out there without making it tricky? I'll literally take a photo and I'll upload it to my stories, and I'll just copy and paste what I've written on Facebook. So this long post here from Facebook, copy and pasted it into my notes, and then paragraph by paragraph, I work out like how many paragraphs will fit to make 10 slides. And then I literally open my stories on Instagram and I type it, and then I post it as a carousel. Oh, I don't type it again, I copy and paste it, and then I post it as a carousel. So that's one way of repurposing something I've already done somewhere else and on a platform that I'm present on and have a brand on as well. So it's not taking something and trying to make it something new. It's not doing anything else. It's literally just taking that and putting it somewhere else on a platform that is somewhere where I've always had a brand anyway. So it's not, I'm not also trying to just build a brand in all the places. Like, I'm not going to go and copy and paste that in many other places, but that's the place that feels relevant and true for me. So pick your platforms that suit you as well. Don't go trying to be everywhere, because that's also something I was doing at the start of the year. I was also like, okay, then I'm going to post it on LinkedIn, and then I'm going to share it here, and then I'm going to create a video and post it on TikTok. I've deleted the TikTok app from my phone because to me, that's just a waste of time. I don't like TikTok. I never have. And I was just trying to do it to be on there because people were saying to be on there. And once I tuned in with me, I'm like, that's not a platform I want to be on. I don't care. So pick one or two platforms and choose those, and then pick a place where you can turn it into longer form content. So whether that be video or whether it maybe be a podcast, pick the one. Personally, I choose YouTube. I've done podcasts in the past and I never stuck with it, whereas YouTube I actually enjoy, because a lot of what I do is tutorial stuff. Like, I want to share my screen. I want you to see the things. It's not really stuff I just want to talk about. So I like YouTube. So then, yeah, pick the place where you can do longer form content. Some people as well, it might be blogs. Every now and then I do put stuff on a blog if it's like something that I really feel is going to be part of my message for a long time. But even that I've kind of pulled back from, because that was another step that was adding and not simplifying anything. So I've really simplified down. So that's the core message I want you to take from this, is simplification and choosing 1 to 2 platforms that are your primary platforms that you show up on. So that's just one way I can repurpose to Instagram. Another way I would repurpose a post like this is, then you may have noticed recently in some of my videos, I'm just reading out a post, and then I'll talk about what I've written on Facebook, and maybe I'll read it out, or I'll loosely talk about that theme, but I'll be like, this is inspired by something I wrote, because personally for me, I find I articulate myself better when I've got something written. So that's how I then turn that into a video, but then you get to see my expression. You get to feel me in a different way. You get to see me. It's like spoken word in a way. Like, it's not my poetry, but it is me speaking my words to you. So you get that added layer of my expression and the way I then weave other stories into it and go on little tangents, and you get to experience me reliving that story that I'm sharing. So that's how I repurpose it into my longer form content. And then what I do to make it spread a little bit further is this AI tool that I'm obsessed with, that has been like absolute game changer. I'll post it on YouTube, and literally I don't do any editing. I'm just letting it be real and raw. One day maybe I'll hire an editor, and I'll like down the line, but I'm going with raw authenticity. The other thing I've done as well recently is I just go live on Instagram, same kind of thing. If I have a topic that I'm like, this just feels alive in the moment, I'll just go live. Anything that removes the barriers and just lets you put the content out there is going to be better than anything that's going to hold you back because you need to edit, or you need to do this, or you need to do that, or you need to dress pretty, or you need to put makeup on. Like, all of these things are excuses and holding you back from getting your message out into the world, and the world needs your message. So whatever is going to take those barriers away and get you putting your content out there is what I invite you and encourage you to do, so that your message gets received and it gets to the people. And because it takes time as well. Like, you're not just going to post a video on YouTube and then have thousands of followers overnight and thousands of people watching your content. Even like after years of growing Instagram, it takes time. And the only thing that's really going to get results is the reps and consistency. So by creating a system that works for you, it removes all those barriers and it allows you to show up more, and then you become more front of mind for people. But that's only going to happen with consistency. And the only way the consistency happens is by you doing the reps, showing up day after day, even when it feels like no one is watching. That's the most important time to do it, because you never know who is watching. Even if they're not engaging, there's people watching that are eventually going to receive a message one day and be like, that's the one I needed. And that's going to trigger a series of events, and they're going to come to you. So never underestimate the power of building up a bank of content, because then that's what people can binge as well. And this is why YouTube is great, because then people can come to your channel and they can see all the stuff you've got there. And so once I post my long video on YouTube, then I come to this app. And this is like, I discovered this at the start of the year, and oh my God, it changed my life. So this is really good. Basically, you upload a long form video, and then in one click, it will create multiple clips. So we'll just let that upload while I talk about it. So you can do this, say you are like running monthly workshops or live webinars or things like that, and you've got those recordings, or say you've got recordings from sessions you've done in your group programs and you want to take some snippets. Then what you do is you upload the video here, and then it does all that work for you. So you're not having to edit, you're not having to go through and watch every minute of the footage to pick out the good bits. You literally upload the video here and it picks it all out for you. And so you can then also do this with your YouTube videos. Say you've recorded something for YouTube, you come here, you upload it, and then what will happen is you can then get it to get clips in one click. So now that it's uploaded, what I can do, and you'll see here, I've got, oh no, you can't see the project because I'm in a project. So then what you can do is you come here, I've got templates, so you can preset your templates with your brand colors and style that you like. So you choose that. And then you can, if you wanted to say, just add captions to put it somewhere, you can do that without clipping. But what I do is I'm doing it for the clipping. So I usually go 60 to 90-second clip length because that's an Instagram reel. And you can do filters by keyword. I don't bother with that because it's pretty trained to know what I'm doing. And then you just click get clips in one click. And what it will do is it will do a little stuff behind the background, and then it's going to come and give you a bunch of videos to choose from. I'll see if I can actually, because that's going to be 6 minutes, which we don't want to wait. I'll see if I can get into one of my other projects. Yeah, so here's a previous project. So this is what it does then. It then has all of the, and if you've done it like this, like in a Zoom when you're doing a screen share, you can then also set up the settings so that it has part, like the screen share at the top and you at the bottom. So it automatically clips that, or it just clips to you on the screen. But basically it'll spit out like 10 to 20 videos. And usually there's about 5 to 10 good ones in there. So then you've got, for one video, say you've got one YouTube video and then you wanted to share this on Instagram to promote it, to get people to come across to YouTube, you download the ones that you like, and you can go in and edit as well. So if you wanted to edit the clip, you can come in and you can change the style a bit. You can add B-roll. It's got B-roll. You can clean it up so it will remove any pauses and like make it better so that it's more digestible for social media. You can come and add and remove sections and edit the words and things like that. So then it's just like a few tweaks, but mostly it's good. Like it picks pretty good stuff. And then you literally just download it and share it where you want to share it. I downgraded because I wasn't using this feature as much, but another feature it does have, if you wanted to go one step further, is it has a social media scheduler. So you can literally then, rather than having to download and then manually share to Instagram and other places, what you can do is it's got a scheduler and it will auto post to YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram and LinkedIn. So if you did want to be on all the platforms, then, or like you are already on all those platforms and it's working for you, then you could go that next level up and use the scheduler. But personally, I don't think that's necessary. I think for one video that you're sharing, you could get like 3 to 4 clips and then add them into your posting schedule. But that is literally how you take one piece of content and then repurpose it really easily. And that whole process from start to finish would usually take me like no longer than maybe an hour, including writing the post on Facebook, recording a video, resharing, like if I'm snippeting it in my stories on Instagram, posting it on YouTube because I'm literally just posting it. I use also another hack of what you can use is in my Zoom. So when I'm recording these Zoom videos, I have Fathom in the background taking notes. So it's an AI note taker that is linked with Zoom. And then what will happen is it gives you I'm just trying to find one where I can actually just show you it gives you the notes from the call. So then rather than me having to go back and watch the video and get the notes, it's actually got a summary for me, and then I can just upload that summary with my video on YouTube, so I don't even have to write all the notes out. I've got the summary there. So that's another really cool tool, and it's free if you're in the Zoom marketplace. So that is some really fun, quick, easy ways that you can create multiple pieces of content out of one piece of content and repurpose with ease. I hope you found that useful. The steps and SOP for this are below the video. So if you want to download that SOP and actually have the step-by-step checklist to follow along with that, then you can do that too. You'll just have to enter your email and then it'll be sent straight to your inbox. I hope you enjoyed this and got value out of this, and there is plenty more where this came from. So if there's anything specific you would like to learn about, please let me know. And if you would like to have access to this kind of stuff and be able to ask me questions and be around other people and have access to more of my SOPs and checklists and resources, then come and join me inside Society. That's exactly what it's all about, and I would love to see you inside. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.